All right, welcome back to Crypto Talk. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to do a quick crypto market analysis in this video. And I want to say very quickly before I share my screen with you, I am not a financial advisor. So anything that you do with this information that I share with you, you're doing so at your own risk. I'm not telling you to buy crypto. I'm not telling you to sell crypto. So do not come to me and say, oh, you said to buy. Oh, you said to sell. Okay, no, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to take responsibility and accountability for your actions in your life. I'm simply here to share with you what I think is opportunity and me projecting my own kind of ideas and thoughts about crypto and what I think will happen. I'm not saying that I'm going to be right because I could be completely wrong. I could also be right. So with that being said, keep that in mind. All right, I will share my screen with you and we're going to dive into a quick crypto market analysis. We're going to do a short-term analysis of the crypto market, and I'll give you some ideas as to personally what I'm thinking with regards to what's going on in crypto right now and what I'm doing with my own crypto investments. So let's dive into CoinMarketCap. I'll share my screen. Let's go. All right, screen shared. We are here on CoinMarketCap, a website with tons of different crypto information, lots of different crypto data on pretty much any crypto that you could think of. I want you to have a quick look here at what we're seeing for a short term with crypto. So if you look at these top macro cap coins, this is essentially what we're going to focus on. You could take a look here at the last 7 days, kind of how the charts are trending. So if you look at, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Tron, Polkadot. We're going to go down all the way to Chainlink and maybe a few past Chainlink. What we can see for the most part, if you look at this graph over here, okay, literally for the most part, and we're going to look at some numbers, but look at this chart, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum chart, pretty much similar, pretty much the same thing. And we're seeing some drop off as of now, as of me filming this video. And we've obviously been seeing a little bit of a slide the last couple of days. This is again as of me filming the video. Now, we're going to look at some other coins and keep in mind, okay, this here is a stable coin, this USDT and this USDC. So we're not going to be focused on these coins at all. The main one is Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, very similar. Obviously, the pattern is a little bit different for BNB. Solana, the pattern is a little bit different. XRP, the pattern is similar. And what I want you to focus on here is this drop that we're seeing here. Okay, now again, you don't have to panic or anything. This is very common or normal in the crypto market. And again, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll share with you some ideas as to personally what I'm doing with these drop-offs as of now. So let's keep going. I want you to look at same thing, Cardano, same thing, Avalanche, same thing, Dogecoin, pretty much all that are not stable coins. We got similar things, not every single one of them. Obviously, you know, this one's a little bit different, right? It pumped here and obviously it's still, you know, heading down right now. But same thing with Chainlink. And, you know, when we continue to look at, for example, Shiba, same thing. ICP, you know, relatively straight across and, you know, we're seeing some drop, right? So everything that you see here with this chart, this kind of spike here that looks like a more massive spike down, this actually occurred, I believe this was Monday. I mean, depending on when you're watching this, the exact date would have been the 4th or 5th something of January 2024. Anyway, we had pretty much every crypto token did this outside of course, the stable coins. Again, we're not focusing on stable coins because stable coins are simple cryptos that, you know, people, you know, will transition some of their crypto into these stable coins and hold it there because they are typically tied to the US dollar. I say tied to the US dollar because, well, we're not going to go too deep into that. Anyway, what I want to focus on here is the 24-hour and the 7-day, okay? So right now, if we look at the 7 day and the 24-hour for pretty much everything, pretty much all of these top macro coins are in the red. So let's look at, for example, Near Protocol. 24 hours down 10%, 7 days down 15%. So a lot of what it lost was pretty much today. Now, everything for the most part, when I say everything, doesn't mean every single crypto token, but everything for the most part has been sliding these last couple of days. So, you know, what should we do? Like, for example, what am I doing? Again, I'm not telling you that you should do this. Please do not follow anything that I say, okay? Because if you're going to follow what I say and then you're going to get unfavorable results, then you'll be mad at me, okay? So I don't want that, right? So anyway, if you choose to follow what I say, remember, you're doing it at your own risk. Come on, okay? You're responsible. You're accountable. So remember that. Okay, let's keep going here. So we've hit close to a 20% drop for a lot of these high cap tokens. Now, outside of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is 4% down in the last 24 hours, up 3% in the last 7 days. Ethereum is obviously less on the percentage. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to drop less in percentage compared to other tokens because they are typically a little bit more stable, okay? And they can also obviously drop off a lot, but they're more stable than a lot of the other cryptos. When we look at even, for example, the likes of Solana, right? Solana has pumped a lot in the last 3 months. And I mean, today it's down 7% and down 13% on the week. So again, just quickly as we kind of scan this, a lot of these larger cap tokens are down anywhere between 5 to 20% on the week. And a lot of them are down 5 to 10, 15% just literally in the last couple of days at the time of me filming this video. So what I wanted to kind of focus on here as we look at this brief market analysis. Again, I didn't want to go too far down here. Essentially, for the most part, the further down you go, essentially you're going to see the same thing. You might see maybe larger percentage drop off for some tokens further down. You could also see that occasionally some tokens are still pumping. So, it's not, black and white, 100% everything the same across the board for every token. But for the most part, as we continue to scroll and scan, we see, minus 10, minus 11, minus 15, minus 7, minus 21, right? So, okay, with that being said, here's what I want to focus on as we kind of finish up this video, this quick market analysis video. I wanted to kind of focus on what should we do? And I'm not saying you should do this. What am I doing personally with my current crypto investments? Now, what I personally am doing myself is I have not all of my money in the crypto market. So I have chunks or portions of it in the crypto market, and I have portions of it that is in the green. I also have some portions of it that is a little bit in the red, because over time, I moved some of my funds into different ones. So a lot of what I was doing early on with these last 3 months is I was into some bigger altcoins, things like Solana and AVAX. I was able to generate a decent amount of money, decent amount of returns on my Solana and my AVAX. And I took a lot of my Solana, my AVAX, and also even Chainlink. I took a lot of that and I distributed into smaller cap coins. Now, some of my smaller cap coins have been doing well. Some have been kind of up and down, up and down, up and down, and kind of been kind of within a little bit in the green and then a little bit in the red. And I haven't seen crazy amount of pumps on all of them. So as of now, at the time of me filming this video, some of my portfolio is still in the green and some of it is slightly in the red. Now, yes, a lot of what I'm holding has slid 10, 15, up to 20% down in the last couple of days. So personally for myself, what I'm doing is I have funds available to buy up dips like this. And what I would encourage you to do, if you're someone who has funds available, you could wait. And again, I'm not telling you to do it. So when I say I encourage you to do it, if you do it, it's your own risk. Essentially, if you have funds available and you're holding something like, for example, Chainlink will most likely do really, really well in a strong bull run. If you're holding something like Chainlink and your Chainlink is sliding 15, 20%, that might be a great opportunity to buy some more Chainlink at a discount. And then essentially, once it starts pumping, once we get through this rockiness and this dip and it starts pumping to the upside, it'll obviously take less for you to recover the slide percentage in terms of what slid whenever the slide is gonna end. I don't know when that's gonna end. We could slide some more. We could also reverse and just start rocket shipping again. I don't know. It certainly is rocky, so it's hard to say, exactly what's going to happen. But I think if you have a longer term outlook, personally for myself, I have a longer term outlook with the tokens that I'm holding. I'm comfortable holding the tokens, even if it slides more. I'm comfortable holding them because I have funds available that when I see that the market is turning around, I simply will do whatever I can to buy up dips in specific areas. Now, when you do this, essentially what you're doing is if let's say you're holding Chainlink, and let's say your Chainlink slides 20%. If you go ahead and you buy more Chainlink, then you've got whatever portion of Chainlink you got 20% less, and essentially you have less upwards to go to get back to even, okay? And then also by bringing your cost per token down, when we see that strong bull run, you will obviously have more multiplication back on your tokens. Now, if you're, let's say, completely in the market, you have no money for dips whatsoever, all your money is in the market, then essentially you got one of two options. And again, I'm not telling you to do this, but your options are essentially you could sell off tokens. If you have anything that's in the green right now, you can simply sell that off. And then you could just utilize that money to buy up dips in specific tokens that you deem are worthy of dip buying. Or you could just simply not sell anything and literally stay in the market, ride out the dip, because you have, let's say, conviction that the bull market is going to come. I don't know when the bull market is truly going to come, but if it does come, even if it slides 30 to 40% now, that will be rebounded. It'll rebound. Now, again, I'm not telling you what to do. So you have the option of if you're all in right now with your funds and you have no money available for buying dips, you can either sell everything or simply sell all that is green, and then re-enter. If you were to sell everything, we do see a strong dip, re-enter with whatever funds you have, and or if you sell off only what is green, then re-enter buying dips in specific strategic ways, so to speak. But again, I'm not telling you to do that, right? So your own situation, you have to figure it out for yourself. The whole point is that you have to understand that you are responsible, and you have to be willing to take on that responsibility and act based on what you think is best to do for yourself and your own situation. But again, I'm not telling you to do this, because if you say, hey, well, I have some tokens that are in the green, I'm gonna take my profits, and then you have that pool of money available for buying dips, and then the market all of a sudden doesn't dip and it suddenly reverses and goes back the other way, you're like, oh man, I sold all my tokens, right? So it's a double-edged sword that could work out for you if you do it, but it could also work against you if you don't do it. And it's the same way if you stay in the market. It's also a double-edged sword. If you're fully in the market, short term, it's a double-edged sword in the sense that, well, if it does dip 30% or 40%, if it was to continue dipping, and you were to not sell off what you had in the green right now, if you have something in the green, then essentially you're looking at a situation where all of that might transition into the red. Like, oh, I should have sold it all. So it's a double-edged sword. But I think, remember, the main thing is look at this whole thing a little bit more long-term, because this market analysis is simply all short-term. This is literally day, week, literally that's how short-term it is. So we got to look past that, and we're going to get through the uncertainty aspect of whatever's going on with the ETF. We're certainly going to get through that. And every single cycle has shown us a fairly strong pullback before we've actually really started to take off. Now, will this cycle do the same thing? I don't know, but I mean, it's looking like it right now. I do think that if we see this being a strong dip, it's obviously been a decent dip already, and if we see this dip continue, then once we see it reverse, personally for myself, I'm deploying whatever money I can deploy, because I think that is when we're going to moonshot at that point. Personally, that's what I think, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be correct. So anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it valuable in any way, please leave a like. It will be super helpful. I would appreciate that. Comment any thoughts or questions you have below, and I would love to hear from you. Any other videos you want me to make crypto related, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you do not miss future crypto talk videos coming your way soon. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Stay blessed, and let's get this money. Let's go.